Art Journal page. Winter Fields, another Box 19 page. Brr, it is too cold outside. This frigid weather has inspired my art, though. You know what? I've discovered there is magic in Box 19. Out of my Box 19, scrappies from my recent card and ornament projects, come thread snippets, fabric scraps, glitter, foil candy wrappers, a sheet of foam, old stickers and rub-ons, and voila, fields of texture. Add a quote, let the page dry, and here it is. I met the December Texture Challenge. This video is in two main segments. First, a show and tell of the finished pages. Then, it is followed by a fast-forward process video as I describe how these pages magically came to life one day. Hi, you saw me finish my Christmas ornament for swap, my ice skates Christmas ornament that I'm going to be sending out. Okay, I'm going to set this aside because I don't want to get it messy. As a result of doing that, here's my kit, but I also have scraps. So my mission is to use these scraps. This is tissue paper that I'm going to wrap my ornament in when I send it, so I thought I would use the other sheet of that on my Box 19 page. I'm going to do another Box 19 page today. You saw me do the Black Friday page, and you saw me do the winter home pages. Well, as a result, I have a two-page layout in between these that I need to do something on. So that's what I'm going to work on today. I can start out with tissue paper base. Ooh, red. Look how this contrasts. It almost looks like a dark pink red when you get this other red up against it. But that's okay because I'm going to be spray painting it and everything too. But this is not all I'm going to put on this page. I have so much. I went through my Box 19 and Box 19 wannabes, looking specifically for Christmassy stuff or things that can be used on a Christmas page. Boy, do I have it. Here's some trimmings from cards that I made from last year. Here's some blue foil from, I believe this was Dove Candy. I might keep these out. Those are pretty. Those might make nice little Christmas trees, wouldn't they? Let's do that. I could see, I'm already seeing some little trees. I'm seeing a woodland scene. I'm sorting through all these little items I have to use on this page. I have papers and foam sheets and music and stickers and rub-ons and text. Lots and lots to use on this page. I am going to get started here with all of my scraps that I got piled up all around me now with hardly no room to work. And I think the first thing I want to do is collage the tissue paper. Yes, I do want a red background. And I think I'm going to tear this in half. I start by tearing my tissue paper to the size of my page, and here I'm just additioning elements on my page. Everything is very red. I'm not going to have red fields, but as I collage this down, what I find happening is that the red tissue paper creates very much an undertone of my final page. And I find that that undertone really sets the tone for the entire page. Here I'm just collaging both sheets down on both pages. Now I'm additioning my items on my page. You can see I'm going for a lot of different textures. I have a cotton piece from my ornament background. I have some torn tissues that I actually used for Christmas cards of last year, that plaid and those poinsettias. I have tears of white paper from my journaling pages. I have thread snippets from my ornaments and old lace pieces that were just in my box of scraps. So I'm building a very textured page. Here I'm doing both sides, additioning the items again, starting to collage down cotton and linen scraps and white paper scraps and tissue scraps. I'm building very textured fields. Now is where the winter starts coming through, and I use the DecoArt Silver Metallic, and as you can see, that red creates very much an undertone for my pages, just as if you would create an undertone for a painting, an oil painting or an acrylic painting. Now I'm just drying everything off. You can really see the texture on the page after I put that silver on there. Here I'm using those little foil strips to build these little tiny foil Christmas trees. I actually got the method of how to do this from the Frugal crafter, that she created little Christmas trees on her card. She didn't use foil. I'll put a link to her card where she created these trees. I'm really liking these little trees. So I make several of them. They're going to go on both sides of the pages. Now I'm adding some white and some blue and more silver to my page. And you can see when I hold my page up, you can really see that red undertone. Kind of watch for that as I work on my pages. Now I'm just doing the other side to match. The left side's going to match the right side. Clean up my work area as I go, dry it off so that I can continue working. Now I'm trimming off the left side. You can see my Black Friday page is on the back of that. Now I'm auditioning my little foil trees and a blue star that I put up on the page. Figuring out where I want them to go on my page. Very much winter fields now. Now I'm collaging everything down. I'm still using my Mod Podge for paper. Gets a little messy at this point. That foil is really kind of hard to glue down. I'm finding I have to put a lot of Mod Podge on my page, but eventually I get it to work. Very happy with how my page is turning out. I will say that I think the cold weather that we've had this week has very much influenced my pages. Now I'm beginning to think about the quote that I'm going to use, and the quote uses music, so I'm using those Christmas carols. Joy to the world and here we come a-caroling are the two carols that go on the page, and I'm using them actually in the fields. Now I find that that really works for me. I'm using some Rangers rock candy glitter, and then over that everything I use this foam sheet. You can see it's a very thin sheet of foam. I got it I think with some electronics, and as I'm drying it I find that the heat of the dryer actually melts the foam, and I use that to my advantage to build snowdrifts. And so I have very soft snow on my page, and the music peeks through on the hills, like the hills are alive with the sound of music. And my rock candy is over the music sheet, so it's very, very textured. I'm trimming the right side of the page now, and I'm doing the same technique on the other page to build a two-page layout of winter fields. I'm putting the little trees, little foil trees on the page. Put the well, here I'm still auditioning where I want everything to go. Get out my music. This music is the Here We Come a-Caroling, and those will be the hills on the right side of the page. I like how that music actually forms the hills as kind of like little fields of music notes in there. Here I'm using Ranger's Rock Candy Glitter again. It makes the page very icy. I put that thin foam on the right side of the page, tear it off, and then I use my heat gun again to melt the parts of that foam sheet, and I get this effect that I really like with the snowdrifts with that heat gun on that foam texture sheet. Now I get out my Faber-Castell, and you can see I'm starting to write my quote, and I never really like how I write it at first, but it's very easy because I have a Mod Podge background to erase what I want and rewrite it. In winter when fields are white, I sing this song for your delight. That's a quote from Lewis Carroll. Now I'm applying some glass bead, Liquitex glass bead gel on the page. That glass bead gel forms another layer of texture. I'm using some Rub-On Angels just because I have them and I need to use them, and my page is becoming more of a Hark the Herald Angels Sing page. We're using here Deco Arts Glitter Paint Writer, and it just adds here again another layer of texture, very sparkly page. In winter when fields are white, we'll sing this song for your delight. I sing this song for your delight. It's a quote by Lewis Carroll. I'm not too concerned about my handwriting. I'm more concerned about expressing what I want on the page and building up texture. Now, you may think that this is texture paste that I'm putting around the edges, but actually it's white craft paint. And I build it up as you would a texture paste, and it just frames the page. I usually frame my page in black, but here you can see here's the finished layout. It's framed in white, and it's a very wintry page. I hope that you've enjoyed watching me create this two-page layout, and if you have, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next page.